What's going on, YouTube? JTIsReborn here. Welcome to another edition of After the Movie. I just got back from the movie theater. I saw Zombieland 2 double tap, and I'm here to give my immediate thoughts on the film. So, I guess I can give my thoughts on Zombieland 1 really briefly and then kind of go into this one. But I guess the overall consensus with Zombieland 2, I should say, is if you like Zombieland 1, you're going to like Zombieland 2. It's kind of more of the same thing, but I like Zombieland. I think the writing was funny. I think the cast was great. Woody Harrelson is the standout. Jesse Eisenberg worked well. Emma Stone, Abigail Breslin. They're all back. They all pretty much look exactly the same. I mean, if you would have told me this is filmed like the next day, I would have totally believed you. The only one who looks noticeably different is Abigail Breslin because she was just a little kid at that point. But in this one, you know, Emma Stone, Jesse Eisenberg, Woody Harrelson look exactly the same as they did 10 years ago. It's crazy. I mean, they're on that Fountain of Youth shit. But yeah, so Zombieland 2 takes place a decade after the last one. This time around, it's like not much has changed too much in the Zombieland world. I guess some of the zombies have kind of upgraded a little bit. Like the zombies themselves there's different types of zombies. They have zombies that they call homers, which are the really stupid ones, like the Homer Simpson. Then you have ones that you call Hawkings, which are the really smart, intelligent zombies who have kind of adapted to become more clever, to adapt to like the current Zombieland world. And then you have another set of zombies called ninjas, which are the really stealthy ones who don't really play much of a factor in the movie at all. And then finally, there's been rumblings of these new super zombies that they call like the T-800s, because they just pretty much will not die unless you just pretty much obliterate their brains to smithereens. Like you can shoot them a bunch of times, they still keep coming back for more and more. The virus has kind of upgraded a little bit of them. They're not like, you know, human machine hybrids or anything like that. It's just they've evolved slightly over the past 10 years to become more ruthless and vile and such. But yeah, so like I said, I really like the first Zombieland movie. It came out at a time right before the zombie movie craze really kind of took off, like with Walking Dead and such. And Zombieland 2 is kind of coming at the tail end of that. Like it's kind of fitting in a way. Like I feel like this is a good way to close out the zombie genre for a really long time, because I really like the first Zombieland movie, and then it kind of got to this, like The Walking Dead took off shortly afterwards. Now The Walking Dead is just like really kind of a corpse at this point. I know there's some people who still watch it, but nobody really seems to care anymore. Everyone's just kind of just burnt out from the show. It was the biggest show on TV, and everybody was talking about it for like the first couple of seasons, and now it's just like, why do we even care anymore? It's just like a never-ending cycle of just boredom and just dragging on meticulously. And now Zombieland 2 comes around, and it's just like, you know what? I just kind of want to laugh at some zombies again. Like, it wasn't a sequel that was necessary. I wasn't like clamoring for it at some point. Like, it feels like this is like, we should have gotten this a few years ago if we were going to get a sequel. But for what it's worth, I'm like, you know what? I rewatched Zombieland the other day. I'm like, okay, I'll take a sequel. It's not something I was clamoring for, but for what I got, I came away pretty entertained. Like I said, the cast is still great. The plot this time around is Little Rock. She's kind of grown up now. She's in that rebellious teenage phase, and she wants to go, you know, have a boyfriend or something like that, because she sees, you know, Columbus and Wichita, they're, you know, kind of together, and although they're having some, you know, couples issues in the movie. Woody Harrelson is still great as ever as Tallahassee. He's by far the best character in both of these movies. Because the first Zombieland movie, you know, we had the whole Twinkie joke, and everyone was talking about Twinkies afterwards, and that kind of became a big pop cultural thing. That's still, even like, I remember when Hostess got rid of Twinkies, all the like Harrelson Twinkies memes. Because like that's one of the things that, like, this one doesn't necessarily have something like that really kind of, I feel like, is going to stick in terms of pop cultural stuff. Like, you had the Bill Murray cameo, which is great. There is another Bill Murray cameo in this movie, so stay through until the end of the credits. It is an amazing Bill Murray cameo. I know a lot of people heard he was in the movie, but I highly recommend it. If you're watching this movie, don't leave till after the credits and that are done, because there is a really funny Bill Murray cameo. I won't give it away, but it's definitely worth checking out. But yeah, so the plot of this one, Little Rock runs away. Tallahassee and Columbus are having issues with Wichita. Like, she comes back, and they go on a cross-country road trip to find Little Rock in Zombieland. You get some comedic scenarios. They meet their doppelgangers, which was pretty funny. They come across Rosario Dawson's character, Nevada. Just a couple of zombie jokes, and then they also meet this really ditzy girl named Madison, who's like the pure definition of like a really dumb, stupid, blonde, like, I guess, like really ditzy girl. She comes into play. She creates some comedic scenarios. I don't want to give too much away, but like you think it's going to go one way, and then the movie surprises you in another. So I mean, like the screenwriters of this one, they wrote the first one, and they wrote Deadpool 1 and 2, They're very funny guys. The same director came back to direct this one, direct the first one. There's a nice style to it. They're not just doing Zombieland Kill of the Week, they're doing Zombieland Kills of the Year. They're doing different clever ways to kill zombies. They're trying to find new and creative ways to just, top each other constantly. The jokes, like I said, it's pretty much just the first movie, just 10 years later. I mean, if you like the first film, you're pretty much going to like this one. Not much has changed other than that. Like, it's just kind of like the first one was just like they were just going across Zombieland. It didn't really feel like there was like an end game to that movie. It just felt like, okay, let's have a couple of funny sketches involving zombies. And this one, like I said, for me, I'm like the zombies themselves. I'm not a huge zombie person. I find zombies to be, I'm rather dull in terms of like villains in movies. Like I prefer something like a vampire or a werewolf, or hell, like my favorite, I love the Deadites from Evil Dead, because I feel like with the Deadites, they're fucking assholes to you. Like they'll like they'll humiliate you. They'll call you all sorts of names. They're just a bunch of dicks. But they still have like an appetite for human flesh and their souls and stuff. So I prefer something like a Deadite as opposed to a zombie. But for what I got, for a movie I wasn't really eagerly clamoring for, maybe I would have like a few years ago, like I came away pretty satisfied with it. Like I got a good bunch of laughs in it. Tallahassee's great. He doesn't like hippies in this one, and there's a lot of funny comedic scenarios that play out throughout the film with Tallahassee. Like I said, Woody Harrelson in this role is great. Like I said, the whole cast is really solid this time around, just like they were in the first one. But Woody Harrelson, in particular, is the great standout in these two films. Not much else I can say in terms of this one, but if you like the first one, you're probably going to like Zombieland 2. It's a fun sequel. It's kind of like with Home Alone 1 and 2. It's kind of like the same deal as the first one. It's just kind of like done again. Although they have a few tweaks here and there. Nothing really pushing the envelope in terms of like a written story or anything like that, but it's just kind of like people just doing stuff in Zombieland. Even when the movie was kind of ending, I didn't really feel like it was leading to anywhere. Kind of like the first one too. Like, that's kind of my grievance with that one. It's just like, okay, they go to the Zombieland place and then the amusement park, and then they just kind of just ends like that. This one's kind of like the same deal. Like, they go to this place called Babylon, and then it just kind of sort of ends maybe similar to the first one. I don't want to give things away, or maybe there's some surprises in there, but it's kind of like the same deal where it's just like, it doesn't really feel like there was a big grand finale. Like, we were really leading and building to a certain finale, but like, that's kind of the deal with this one. It's not like they're going towards a cure or anything. It's just kind of like, here's another adventure in Zombieland. If you like the first one, you're generally going to like this one. So with that said, if you've seen Zombieland 2 Double Tap, let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. Subscribe to this channel, BigJackFilms. Subscribe to my channel, JTIsReborn. Hit that bell for notifications. Be sure to like and share this video with your friends. And I will see you all in the next After the Movie, whenever that will be. So thank you so much for watching. Take care now. Bye-bye then. And I shall see you all next time.